Somebody says, yeah, but you don't understand the disappointments I've had. Come on. Everybody's had their share. Disappointments are not special gifts reserved for the poor. Everybody has them. The difference is what you do about it. It's not the weather. I used to blame the weather, and I discovered it rains on the rich. So see, that won't help. Two men wake up one morning, there's a rainstorm on. One of them looks out his window, sees the rainstorm, and he says, wow, what a storm. With weather like this, they can't expect you to go out and make sales. He stays home. Morning, the other guy looks out his window, sees the same. Wow, what a storm. But he says, you know what? What a great day to go out and make sales. Most everybody will probably, especially the sales. See, that's the difference in how your life works out. It's not what happens, it's what you do. So here's one of the key questions of the evening. Starting tomorrow, that'll make a change in your life's direction. Now see, if you don't do something starting tomorrow that'll make a difference, guess what? It's gonna be the same. And see, that way you can guess what the next 5 years are going to be like. Look at the last 5. Because the next 5 are going to be like the last 5 unless you, major key, tomorrow, change it all. Or change a little, or change something, or don't change. It's choice time. You can do whatever you want. But it's nice to know any day you wish you can change your whole life. What can you do starting tomorrow that'll make a difference? Good question. With economic chaos, massive disappointment. What can you do with a broken heart? What can you do when it won't work? Good question. So if I had a word with you tonight, one-on-one, just you and me, I think my personal advice to you would be, this year, 1981, reach down inside of you and come up with some more of those remarkable human gifts. They're there, waiting to be utilized. And then change anything for you want to change. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. If you don't like how it is for you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't please you, change it. If it isn't enough, change it. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. See, you don't ever have to be the same again after tonight, only by choice. If you don't like your present address, a tree. Now, let me give you 3 steps to personal development. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What does it take to really make the changes starting tomorrow? It takes more than philosophical pronouncement. I know that. It also takes more than enthusiasm. I know we're hearing a lot about enthusiasm these days. We're still here on the 80s, right? To be enthusiastic, you must act enthusiastic. But see, that's not going to help. Leaped about, there are some things you've got to do, or it isn't going to change.
Well, Real Madrid possession stats are pretty good, and all of their team.
See, you can get all excited about lifting 200 pounds till you get to the gym. And then you need a new excitement. And the new excitement is called discipline. Major step to human progress. Discipline. If there's one thing to get excited over, that's it. Get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things. What could you make yourself do starting tomorrow that would change it all? No! Tell it. Now, see, that's exciting. On any given day, you can massively change the direction of your life. Murder is a clear example that any one person on any given day can forever alter the course of their life. It just happens to be a negative act. But just as sure as you can commit a negative act, you can also commit a positive act. And for
Pressing forward,
whenever
trying to
you
catch them
wish.
out.
Now that's exciting. And whatever that act might be that changes your life.
And that's an important
The
intervention.
guy finally takes a shotgun to his car and blows out every window, destroys every tire, puts 100 rounds in this shabby old thing. And he says, I have driven this embarrassing thing for the last time. And not only will I never drive it again, nobody else will ever drive it again. And he lets that shuddering thing stand there for a while as a monument to the day he said, today my life changes. Now who can do that? Anybody. When can you do it? Whatever day you pick.
Corner kick played over. Making sure nothing untoward happened.
Now here's the key to discipline.
Now he must favour
Start
the
with the little disciplines, get excited over the little disciplines, and get right on those because those will lead to the big ones. You can't handle the big challenges in life unless you take on the little ones. Make a list of all the things you can do, get right on those, discipline yourself for those, both for the results and for the muscle and for the practice. So that when life hands you some big challenges, you'll be ready, you'll have the muscle.
useful looking.
But see, if you don't handle the small ones,
He must finish.
you can't take care of the big
Goal
ones.
after goal after goal. Just no end to this. A brilliant display.
Okay, here's what else it takes for life change. Self-motivation. Key phrase, self-motivation. I don't know why we call it self-motivation. It's really the only kind there is. You've got to motivate yourself. Because I found out you can't change people. They can change themselves, but you can't change them. Lord knows some I've tried. But see, it won't work.
Every day of the week.
People have to change themselves. I learned some of those lessons early. I built a little sales organization way back in those early days. I'm 25. And I had some nice people. I said, I'm going to make these people successful if it kills me. I almost died, right? I mean, you can't do that.
So the second half commences here. It was one-way traffic in the first half.
See, I've discovered this. Good people are not trained, they're found. You find good people. You don't make them good, you find them good. Training really is for the purpose of finding good people. You don't need much instruction for a good person.
Can they take advantage of the
But
position
too much
they're in?
training probably means you got the wrong. See?
Straight down the throat of the opposition.
So you got to find the right people. That's the key to getting a good job done. One of the major things we learn in management, lesson 1, don't send your ducks to eagle school.
It's a routine take. A complete miscue by the goalkeeper.
Because it won't help. I mean, I'm telling you, it won't help, no matter how good your school is.
To win the ball back.
And the little eagle badge and little eagle hat, I'm telling you, it won't help. It won't help.
Is with Vinicius Junior. Mendy.
You can tell whether your school's done any good, right? Is when it's over, right? The duck goes for his first rabbit and makes him a friend. You say, no, no, no. Anyway,
Not finding its target.
so it takes self-motivation to really alter your life. And you don't want to give self-motivation away to somebody else and make it somebody else motivating you.
And the defender
The guy
takes care
says,
of business.
boy, if somebody just come by and turn me on. What if they don't show up, right? See, you've got to have a better plan for your life. Okay. Now, if you're excited and you're ready to change, let me give you 3 steps to start life change that can change your life, your personality, your lifestyle, everything can change. Here's the steps. Number 1, find out how to change your life really. You need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schultz taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schultz, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now see, up until then I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, see, you can change anything. Now to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out. Now Schoff also said, when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet.
Given away.
Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it.
Execution.
And And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. But capture the ideas in your journal. Find out how things work. Shoke gave me this word for my life change. He said, study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it. You've got to study the things that can change your economic, social, spiritual, personal life. Now, here's a qualifying phrase. And we'll have several of these qualifying phrases throughout the seminar. Here's the first one. You may not be able to do all you find out. I understand that. You may not be able to do all you find out, but you should find out all you can do. See, you don't want to wind up at the end of your life and discover that you've lived only 1/10 of it. And the other 9/10 went down the drain. Not for lack of opportunity, for lack of information. So that's number one, find out how things work. Now here's the best human virtue for finding out, curiosity. Make a note of that. Curiosity. Be curious.
Second half here, and it's almost a case of whatever they've touched.
You might add a word to it that'll help. Childish curiosity.
An incisive pass. Well, it's a procession.
What will kids do if they want to know something bad enough?
Surely there's no way they can let this slip
Bug
now.
you, that's the phrase.
Absolutely dominant.
They can ask 1,000 questions. You think they're through? They got another 1,000.
It's a great
They'll
pass.
drive you
That's
to
so
the brink.
difficult to defend against. It's the movement that
It's
causes
a
the problems
virtue.
from the goal.
Well, sadly, we have
When
to
you gotta
conclude that
know.
this hasn't really been a contest.
Be like a
All
child.
credit to any side
In fact, Jesus, the
committed
master
to
teacher, said,
scoring
unless
goals
you can
like
become
this.
like little children, you might as well forget it. You don't have a prayer. Excellent advice. You got to be like children. 4 ways, in my opinion, to be like a child. Number 1 is curiosity, and number 2 is excitement. Get excited over your ability to make yourself do anything for change.
You can see he was
Third is
feeling
faith.
the pressure.
Have faith like a child. Adultery. And 4th is trust. Trust is a childish virtue, but the rewards are incredible. So be like a child. Now, if you're curious, let me give you 3. Find out how to change anything. Any life direction, any dimension. Here's 3 ways to find out how to change anything.
10 minutes
Number 1 is to
play in
read.
this match.
Become a
Given away
good
by
reader.
Leverkusen.
All of the successful people I know and work
So
with
plenty
around the
of
world, they're all
forward
good readers.
momentum from Real
Curiosity
Madrid
drives
here.
them to read. They gotta know.
Drifted into
They
the
just
illegal
read,
position,
read,
offside,
read,
in the opinion
read,
of the
read.
officials. Well, they've been getting the substitute ready, and
Become
now they
a
will make the
good
personnel
reader.
change.
Now that's my opinion.
It's with
Listen to the other lecturers, and listen to me, and make up your own mind. Don't be a
They have a bit of
follower.
work to do in getting
Be a
to that
student.
through ball, the goalkeeper.
Okay? I say, really,
Oh,
for
he's
life
given us
change, you
away.
gotta read.
Excellent vision.
One way to learn
And
is from
that
your own
completes
experiences.
an impressive
But another way to
hat-trick.
learn is from
Well, keep
other
counting. 3
people's
now. But at this
experiences.
rate, he's in for a
See,
hat
one
trick.
book might save you 5
Well, if there
years.
were any lingering doubts
If
about the
you
outcome,
read-
surely they now have been removed. On the ball,
Did you know there's books on how to be stronger,
and it's a case of
more
just 5
decisive?
minutes left.
Be a speaker. Be a leader. Have a better effect on other people. Develop your personality. Did you know there's books on
You've got to
that?
try to make it a bit more difficult for your
And
opponent.
people don't
than that.
read them? How would you explain that? And they can read.
Sam Aouar. Excellent
Did
passing.
you know that hundreds
Well,
of successful
visionary
people
passing.
have written their stories in books and they wrote down how they did it, and people don't read it? How would you explain that?
Well, it seemed like just a matter of time before they
the
scored.
guy's busy, I
Delicate,
guess.
incisive play has done the
You
damage.
know, you get tied
It's
up.
a massive lead, and it's very hard.
The guy
to
says, well,
imagine
yeah,
them
you work
losing
where I
it now.
work. By the time you struggle home, it's
Immediately with
late.
it.
You got to eat a bite of supper, watch a little TV, get to bed. You can't sit up half the night reading. And the
Possession
guy's
lost,
behind on his car
intercepted.
payment.
The
Good
referee
worker,
has added on 2
hard
minutes of
worker,
stoppage time.
sincere.
Martin
But you got to be better than sincere.
Not a good
And
pass.
work hard. Otherwise, at the end of your life, you'll wind up cold, stony broke. You got to be better than a good worker. You got to be a good
So,
reader.
full-time whistle and another.
The whole world is governed by laws. The universe, in fact. Laws. We call it the law of electricity. We call it the law of gravity. There's mathematical laws. There's physical laws. Speed and velocity laws. Agricultural laws. There's all kinds of laws. Now that we find ourselves on the spinning planet, you just have to learn what I call the setup. Learn the setup. Life's setup.
Gracias por su atención y por tomarse su tiempo en contestar estas
Now, we didn't set
preguntas.
it up. We're here, so we've got to learn it. And we should learn the setup for two basic reasons. Number one, to keep from getting hurt. It's one of the major reasons for learning, so you won't get hurt. See, economically, socially, personally, you can get hurt just not knowing. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is poverty. Ignorance is tragedy. You gotta know, or you're
De
gonna
nuevo,
get hurt.
gracias por su tiempo.
It's good to know not to walk out the 10-story window. That's excellent information. Now, what if a guy didn't know and he walks out? Now he's dead at the bottom. Somebody says, well, the poor guy didn't know. You gotta know, or you're gonna get hurt. Okay. Now, here's a parenthesis. You don't have to like the setup. I don't ask you to like how it is. That's not what's important. But it is important to learn how it is. Okay? So you don't have to like it, but you should learn it. That's what I tell the kids, right? Make sure you get the information. What you think about it, that's up to you. What you're going to do with it, that'll soon be up to you. But make sure you get it. See, there's nothing worse than being stupid. Nothing. I mean, being broke is bad. But being stupid is awful. And what's really bad is being broken stupid, right? That's about the end of the world. I mean, there isn't anything much worse than that. Unless you're sick. Sick, broken, stupid. I mean, that is it, right? There's nowhere else to go. So make sure you get the information. It's key. You don't have to like it, but learn it. If this big monstrous thing lifts up in the sky, hangs there for a little while, cuts loose, comes crashing down, boom, shakes the ground for 5 miles. And then this big monstrous thing lifts back up in the sky, hangs there for a little while, cuts loose again, comes crashing down, boom, shakes the ground for 5 miles. It just keeps doing it, this big monstrous thing. Lifting up, and then crashing down, boom. Now, you might come along one day and say, that's got to be a stupid arrangement. Which is okay. You're entitled to your opinion. But the first thing you should learn to do is get out from under it. Right? That's number one. You might have a great moral argument. You might want to shake your finger at the sky, but do it from over there, right? So you don't get smashed. It's called your basic smart. So number one, learn so you won't get hurt. Whether you like it or not, learn. Now here's the second reason for learning. The setup. The benefit. It's called the plus of life. And that's what life is, right? Both minus and plus. The minus is tragedy, heartache, misery, failure, unhappiness. But life is also happiness, prosperity, good feelings. So here's the key. Learn to get on the good side of the way things work. Now, here's two of the basic laws, and we'll take our break. Shof taught me these. They come from the Bible. Now, again, I'm an amateur, okay, when it comes to the Bible. I'm not a pro. So you'll sort of have to take my way of putting it. But here they are. The first one is the law of use. The law of use. And it goes something like this. Whatever you don't use, you lose. Lack of use causes loss. On this planet, maybe not the next one, but on this one, if you tie your arm to your body, leave it there long enough, you'll never use it again. It's over. the arm. Now, it may not be over, but it's over for the arm. The only way to keep the use of this arm is what? Keep using it. If you quit, you lose. Automatically. They don't bring it up for a vote. You lose automatically when you quit. Now, the same thing that goes for your arm goes for your brain. Mentality. The same thing goes for all the human virtues. Ambition, unused, declines. Strong feelings, unused, diminish. It doesn't grow, it diminishes. Faith, unused, decreases. It's a law. Vitality, unused, diminishes. Energy, unused, decreases. The guy says, well, I'm going to save up my energy. You can't do that. That's like trying to save today, put it on the end of the year. See, you can't do that. They'll come take you away. If you don't use today, what? It's lost. The guy says, well, I'll work twice as hard tomorrow to make up for it. See, that's foolish. You could have done that anyway. Today unused is lost. A talent unused is lost. An ability unused is lost. So here's one of the key expressions of the evening. Take a new inventory of yourself. Starting tomorrow, new project. Take a new inventory.
The full width of the pitch in this attack.
And make sure that all of your talent and ability and mentality and ingenuity and vitality and strong feelings, faith, courage, make sure that all you've got is being used. Otherwise, you lose. Now, one of the best illustrations of the law of use is a Bible story called the Parable of the Talents.
Here's De Jong. Davis.
The talent story. Interesting story if you haven't read it in a while. Just review it. It's a good story. An ancient story says there was a master with 3 servants. He got them together one day, and he said to the 3, I've got these talents. And in those ancient days, a talent was a measure of gold. And he said to the 3 servants, take these talents and see what you can do with them while I'm gone. He said, I'm taking a journey and I'll be gone for a while. When I come back, we'll get together, go over the book, see how you did. He said, here's 5 of these talents for you. 5. Here's 2 of them for you. 2. And here's 1 for you. 1. The master said, take those talents, see what you can do with them. When I come back, we'll get together, we'll go over it all. The servant said, okay, master takes off. According to the ancient story, the master comes back from his trip. When he gets back, he gets the 3 servants together, and as he said he would, he asks, how did it go with those talents? You were 5. What happened? That servant said, well, I took the 5 talents you gave me, and I put them to work. A little shaky at first, but he said things finally got rolling. And he said, I poured it on. And he said, my talents grew to 7, 8, 9, 10. He said, I doubled my talents from 5 to 10. Books will show. Master said. One heck of a job.
Good vision.
Or something like that.
Hazard.
He said, I gave you 2 talents, what happened? That servant said about the same thing happened to me. I put those 2 talents to work, poured it on, they grew to 3 and then to 4. He said, I doubled my talents from 2 to 4. Books will show. Master said. Well done. He said, I gave you 1 talent, what happened? That servant said, well, I took the talents you gave me, and I carefully wrapped it, and I dug a hole and buried it. And camouflaged it, I suppose, so nobody would steal it. And he said, fortunately, nobody got it. And he said, I knew you were going to be here today, so I dug it up. Here it is, safely wrapped. I did not lose it while you were gone. According to the ancient story, the master said, take that talent away from him and give it to the man that's got it. Now you might say, well, I don't like that arrangement.
An opportunity here with some space.
The poor guy's only got 1 talent. He's already got 10. It ought to be more even.
Just caught in 2 minds, I think, the
Remember,
attacking team there.
I didn't ask you
The
to like
defender
it.
wasn't.
But this one I would ask you to learn, because it simply means whatever you do not employ, you forfeit
possession back for his team.
It's a law. So learn well the law of use.
Hazard
Now here's the second one, and we're going to take our break.
going forward well. Has to
Second
score.
law
Top
from the Bible.
performance from a top team, and they've emphasised
This
their
one we've heard since we were
superiority
small,
with
I'm
the
sure.
number of goals
It's
that
called
they've
the law of
scored.
sowing
Scoring in any game is worthy of celebration.
and
When you get two, it is
reaping.
special, and he is feeling that special delight at
In
the
fact,
moment.
we've probably heard it so often we could quote it.
Real Madrid are really at
It
their
says,
best in
whatever you
this
sow, what? You shall reap. Fairly blunt, hopefully clear. Here's my first suggestion on the law of sowing and reaping. Don't try to beat it.
Franco.
You might as well try sitting on the sun in the morning. If you're
Got it
coming up,
strongly
you'll have
and
better
got
luck.
the ball.
Whatever you
The
sow,
visitors having
you
lots of the ball,
reap.
and haven't we seen some lovely football?
Now, for a
out
fair
there?
share of my
Knocked
life,
it
I'm a
about.
bit mixed
It's been
up on how
difficult
all
for the
this
opposition
applies.
to get
Among a
near
lot
to
of things
that
I was
ball
mixed
at
up on.
times. They've been given a real chasing.
I knew I wasn't
Keep
reaping
moving
too
the ball
good.
here.
That I
Well, they're
understood.
getting the ball forward. They need to do that.
My problem was I was confused about what was causing it.
Bit risky
Remember
there
me
the
with the
back
funny
heel.
list? I thought those were the reasons why it isn't working out well. And then Mr. Schoaf gave me the clue that helped me figure it all out. He said, Mr. Owen, I have another answer for you. There's another way to quote this law
Kai Havertz.
that'll show you where the problem is so you can go to work on it right away.
Mbappe.
All you need to know is where the problem is, then you can go to work on it.
He's definitely got his goal
So he
touch
quoted me
with it
the
today,
law
hasn't
another
he?
way, and I found out what my problem was. Here's the way you quote the law.
And still time for more to come
Whatever you reap is what you've sown.
for Real Madrid. They're just emphasising
Now I
their
knew what my
superiority,
problem was.
widening the margin.
Yeah, I think so. And you
Whatever
look at
you
those who play,
reap
they've deserved it.
is what you've
I think we
sown.
expected this. Such a one-sided affair.
If you don't like the crop, who do you look up? Answer. Whoever planted it. And where do you find who planted your crop? Answer. In the mirror.
Continue to knock the ball around, looking for the opening.
What I finally learned to do come fall was to go to the mirror. That's where you go. And if necessary, you say, a few skinny
So
carrots.
straightforward enough for the goalkeeper. Good
I got to
hands,
be
but would have been a
unimpressed.
surprise if he dropped it.
Yeah, kept his eye
Where
on the ball.
were you
Good
last
handling
spring?
from him.
Asleep. Didn't you
Here's
read the
Sterling.
books? Did you break your hoe?
Mbappe.
Let me give you 7
Striding
key
forward,
points to the law of
purposefully.
sowing and reaping. Let's tick right down through the list of 7, and it'll be break time. 7 points to sowing and reaping. Here's part of the philosophy that really helped me to make some
Trying
changes
to
in life
thread a
direction.
pass through, but not successful.
Number 1, the law of sowing and reaping is negative.
Franco.
That's number 1, which simply means
Good
if
piece
you
of
sow
tackling there.
bad, you reap bad. Now this is kind of 3rd grade, but it doesn't hurt to
could
go
be
over the
it.
basics.
Oh, it's got to be.
If you plant
That
thistle
should be the
seeds,
game.
you don't
You
get
could call it
pumpkins.
another insurance goal. Surely they can't
Honest,
throw it
no
away
use
here.
looking for pumpkins. John says, how come 3?
Oh, the crowd appreciated
I got excited
that.
when I found out the full
So
dimension
are
of
his
this.
teammates. What a good
See, you
finish
do
and
not
what a good
reap. If you sow to the wind, you reap the whirlwind. So you got to get ready for that, or you will be naive. See, anybody can, whether you will or not. See, that's the question.
I guess the coach might have said, well, if they
And
can
here's
do
a good
that in
question
one
to
half,
ask.
you can do it in the other half.
We are all
It's going
buying
to take a lot of
somebody's
character
plan. The question
for
is,
the losing
who?
side to fight back.
Who's got you talked into doing what you're doing? Who's got you talked into your present plan?
Now it's De Jong.
See, 10 years from now, you will surely arrive.
Here's De
The
Jong.
question is,
They could get a cross in
where?
here.
But see, anybody, if you want to, can go searching for a good plan, pick it, and start working it. And sure enough, as the time passes, as it surely will 5 years from now, 10 years from now, then you'll be winding up wearing what you want to wear, driving what you want to drive, living where you want to live, become what you want to become. But now's the time
Good vision.
to fix
Brilliant
the next
goal.
city. And who can? Anybody.
He took it with great
Here's
aplomb.
number
I'm
6.
sure getting the first goal gave him the
The 6th
confidence
key to
to
sowing and reaping.
grab the second
This is
chance
leveling
here.
with you now, as we promised to do.
Well, it's not
There's
easy
one thing
to
better
find
than the
spirit
truth.
here that they're going to need in
And
these
that's the whole
circumstances
truth.
as they kick off again.
And here's part of the whole truth of the law of sowing and reaping. Number 6 is,
Sterling.
you could lose.
It's time for the substitutes, I think, and the substitution for the home
There are
team
times
here.
when you just lose, no matter what you do. It's that kind of planning.
Mbappe.
what you sow. Yes, but...
Yeah, maybe a little sighted
What does
for
that
him there.
mean? Yes, but...
Two
Well,
substitutes coming on.
the
for
farmer
his team.
plants his crop in the spring, takes care of it all summer, loves his family, works 10, 12 hours a day,
Here's
6, 7
Sterling.
days a week, is an honorable
Valverde.
man. Come fall, he's got a beautiful crop, and he deserves every bit of
On
it.
EA Sports very soon, our coverage
But the
of
day
the
before he
La Liga
sends
fixture.
the combines into the
Malaga,
field,
they'll be
a
hosting
hailstorm
Sevilla.
comes along
Yeah, some-
and beats it all in the ground,
for Real
which
Madrid.
means you lose. Somebody says, well, what did he do wrong?
Well, that's a
Answer,
poacher's goal.
nothing.
Maybe not his
It's
most
just that kind of
spectacular,
planet.
but an important one here.
Sometimes it's going to hail on your crop
Really, as
and
we're
rain
underway
on
again.
your parade. So you got to get ready for that or you will be naive. That's just part of the life arrangement. And don't press me why.
Areas now.
I was not in on some of the original decisions here, so I don't know how it got set up.
It's come off the goalkeeper.
But there's just times, sometimes you lose. That's part of life.
Well, you can see
But now
here
here's number 7.
those chances created.
seventh
It's
key
just
to
a question
sowing
of
wheat.
how many they're going to get. Really impressive performance.
And it
by
goes like
team
this. It's
today.
just another way to quote the same law. And it goes like this.
And here we have
If
a quick reminder for you
you
of EA Sports action,
don't
La Liga action,
so.
featuring the visiting team.
That's just another way to quote the law.
The
If you
lick.
don't sow,
A goal
What?
at the RCDE Stadium
don't
for
read.
Alan
You don't
McAnally
even
to fill us in on.
have-
It's a goal for Espanyol. 61 minutes played. 1-1.
Thanks, Alan.
so if you looked at your game plan tomorrow, you might come to the quick conclusion. I got to get some sowing going. How true. Get you some sowing going. And remember, you've got plenty of time. You've got all the time there is.
And they're better
Some
than
people
that.
spend
That's
enough TV
rather
time to make a
sloppy.
fortune. The latest article on television watching in this country, according to the latest article, the average television is on in this
Chance
country
to
in every
plate it.
household
There'll be an
7
over the cross,
hours
and the
a
goalkeeper's
day,
ball all the way.
called the Big 7. I asked a guy one time what his
couldn't keep
TV cost.
possession. They've given
He
it
said
away.
about $450. I said, you forgot to look at the price tag.
Strange game at the moment.
He
The
said, what do you
attacking team
mean?
having all
I
the ball,
knew he
but
was
not
a
really
TV
making-
watcher.
guiding the pass through.
I said, that
Gets his
television
cross
cost
in.
you, in my opinion,
Trying to
at
cross
least
it,
$12,000
in the
a
end,
year.
a bit of a waste, I think.
To watch it. Not to
Adrian
own it.
Gonzalez.
Owning it's cheap.
Still 20
Watching
minutes to
it
go.
is what's expensive. And I said, hey, $12,000 a year is too much to pay to watch TV. That's too much. Pay a little, but not 12.
Read the intentions.
And he's the guy that said, I hope pay TV never comes.
And they've spread it out wide here.
Okay.
Coming into the penalty area now.
We're trying to cover an awful lot tonight. I realize that.
He could cross it from here.
But my time schedule is such that we just have to sort of give it all to you and let you
So easy in
sort the
possession.
rest out. I wish we had plenty of time for
It's
questions
with
and answers and
Gihozo.
that whole thing, but our time is just limited. But we are trying to go through an awful lot, I realize that.
No cross, good block.
But looks like
Still
everybody's
danger
getting it.
here after
It's
this
about the
half
note-taking
clearance.
this crowd I've seen in a long time. Incredible. Does anybody have
Davis.
5 pages yet?
Valverde.
Anybody? Oh, fantastic.
Here's a chance to just stretch the opposition.
Incredible.
Sterling.
Okay. Maybe you heard the story about the preacher down in Texas, southern part of the country.
Danny
He was an
Pacheco.
evangelist back in the horse and buggy days
Real Madrid pressed
And,
the
he was
opposition
very
into
good
making a mistake near their
at
own
being an
goal.
evangelist, and a lot of people used to come and hear him preach.
Well, they've got him behind
And one day
here.
he put up his tent in one of his Texas towns and
Ah, it's a
expected a big
tremendous
crowd as
goal.
usual to come hear him preach.
And that's the third.
And he
the
got there
hat-trick.
first night of the tent revival, walked
It's
in,
a day he'll never forget.
7:30, time to
What
start.
a day he's having.
And to his surprise, the tent was empty. He thought, well, something must be drastically wrong. So he waited till 7:45, nobody showed up. 8 o'clock, zip. Finally,
3 goals now.
He's been a
8:15.
thorn in the side
One lone
of the
cowboy
opposition all match, and he's
wandered
fully
up on his
deserves
horse,
the
tied his
hat-trick.
horse up
We
outside,
have 9
came in,
remaining
sat down on the front
minutes.
bench, right, waiting for
Just a
something to
mistake,
happen.
really. He's not even
The
asked too
preacher
much
thought,
of the
well, at
opponent.
least I better go
Just a
down and talk to
mishit
the
pass.
cowboy. So he walks down, talks to the
Here's the
cowboy, and he says, cowboy, I'm the preacher. And he said, I don't know what to tell you. Something's gone wrong. He said this tent was supposed to be full of
Check in with
people.
Alan McAnally,
He said, I'm
watching the
embarrassed.
Espanyol match.
He said,
And I
you're the
believe he's
only
got a
one
goal
that
to
showed
tell us
up.
about. Bring us up to date, Alan.
And he said, I really don't know what to
Second goal
do.
for Villarreal. 6 minutes
And the
remaining.
cowboy said, well,
Chippy.
I'm not a preacher,
Two
so
for
I
him
really can't tell
today,
you what to do.
and his team
You know,
have
he said, I'm just a
benefited
cowboy.
from his sharpness in front of
But he
goal.
said, I know this,
Knocking the
if I
ball
went out to
into
feed
the
my
back
cattle
of the net.
and only one showed up, I'd at least feed it.
A very comfortable margin
The
for
preacher
victory.
thought,
Can't
hey,
really
the
be any
cowboy is
comeback
right.
in the time that we've got
If
left.
you've got a good idea
Such
to
a
share,
difference
you
between
should
the two
share it,
teams.
if there's 1 or 1,000.
Nothing so
So
far
he
in
got
this
kind of
game
inspired by
to
this conversation,
surprise us.
and he
Perhaps
jumped up on the
only
platform and started
the
to preach,
margin that they lead by.
as if the tent was
It's
full
not
of
always
people,
easy
just
coming into a
exploding.
game and everyone's expecting
And
you
he
to
went
get a
for an
hatful,
hour.
but they've kept their
Hour and
focus
15
this
minutes
side
just
and
kept rolling.
taken the chances
Finally he quit.
nicely when they've cropped up.
And when he finished, he
Tackled
came down
well.
off the platform, talked to the cowboy again. Says, well, cowboy, what did you think of my sermon?
Mbappe.
And the cowboy said, well, I'm not a preacher, so I really can't tell.
Opening them up with
You
a
know, he
through
said, I'm
pass.
just a cowboy.
In the clear for a
But he said,
great
I know this.
chance.
If I went out to feed my cattle
Well
and
done,
only
the
one showed
goalkeeper.
up,
He was really
I'd feed it,
exposed.
but I wouldn't dump the
Good
whole
break,
load
and
on
you did fancy the
it.
player down on goal, but fair play to the keeper.
All peters out rather for them.
So
Now
anyway,
shot. Well, what a happy goal scorer.
if it seems like we're dumping the whole load tonight, I guess we are. But I sure everybody's doing well. I'm having a good time. I appreciate the response here tonight. Okay, the next subject is setting goals.
And you could say really game over.
Let me show you what turned my life every way but loose. Mr.
That is
Schultz
the
dropped
final
this
whistle.
idea on me, changed me
It was
completely.
absolutely extraordinary, exceptional,
Setting goals.
elegant, excellent.
Here's what can easily
And
happen
goes
if you don't
across,
set
grabs the
goals.
match ball from the
It's
left,
easy
hat-trick,
to
and
let
that's
life
to be treasured.
deteriorate into making a living instead of designing a life. And we all have a
Oh, it's got
choice.
to be.
Make a living or design a life. It's easy to get trapped by economic necessity and settle for existence rather than substance. That's easy. But the best advice I can give you on how to break out of that trap is to learn how to set goals. Mr. Schultz put it to me this way. He said, Jim, if you had enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things. I never forgot how he put that. If you have enough reasons, these reasons will change your whole
Le
life.
agradecemos su atención, así como que haya aceptado contestar a estas
Mr.
preguntas.
Schultz said to me, he said, Mr. Rohn, I think you've got plenty of intelligence, you've got plenty of talent, you've got plenty of ability. Probably what you lack is plenty of reasons. He said, I don't think your current bank balance is a true indication of your level of intelligence. I was happy to hear that. He said, I think you're much smarter than your present bank balance indicates. And that turned out to be true. I was much smarter. But of course my first question was,
Gracias.
well then why isn't it bigger? And he said, you don't have enough reasons. You've got enough intelligence, but not enough reasons. So see, reasons can change your life. Here's what else I found out. Reasons come first, answers come second. You don't get the answers to do well till you get the reasons. Life has a mysterious way of hanging on to all the answers and only gives them up to the people that are inspired by reasons. So reasons make the difference in how your life works out. Now, what are some of the reasons for doing well? Let's go through a quick list called Reasons for Doing Well. First is personal reasons. Some people do well for recognition. Some people do well for respect. Some people do well for the way it makes them feel. They love the feeling of being a winner. Those are good reasons. I have some millionaire friends that keep working 10, 12 hours a day, making more millions. And it's not because they need the money. It's because they need the joy and the satisfaction and the pleasure that comes from being a constant winner. And see, it's not just the money anyway. It's the journey, not the money. Once in a while somebody says to me, boy, if I had $1 million, I'd never work another day in my life. That's probably why the good Lord sees to it they don't get their million, right? They'd quit. They'd quit. Okay. Next is family reasons. Some people do extremely well for other people, and that's powerful. Human beings can greatly affect each other. Sometimes we will do things for somebody else we will not do for ourselves. We're made that way. I met a man one time who said, Mr. Owen, to do all the things I want to do with my family around the world, he said, I got to have at least $250,000 a year. I thought, incredible. Could a guy's family affect him that much? And the answer is, of course. How
It's a game
fortunate
really we
are
don't
the
have
people
to
to
sell
find
for you.
themselves
It's got
greatly
such a fascinating
affected
history.
by
We could have
somebody
sold the stadium out, what,
for
5, 6
personal
times over, I reckon. What a match. And it's live.
and we are
In Madrid,
affected.
welcome to you all. Thanks for joining us at the
The writer of a
Santiago
recent
Bernabeu
song
Stadium. A
said,
bit of rain in
if
the air.
not for
I'm
you,
Martin Tyler. Alan Smith is
the
with
winter
me.
would hold
Group
no
stage
spring.
action
Couldn't hear a
takes
robin
centre stage today.
sing.
I think we're both really
I
looking
just
forward to
wouldn't
this,
have
Alan.
Yeah, hi Martin. Yeah, these
It's not
group
true.
stage matches can be a little
So we can
tactical
be
at
effective.
times. You haven't got to
That
throw
might be one of the
everything
most
at it, but
stimulating
we've got a
reasons
couple
to
of
do that.
attack-minded teams here.
somebody.
I'm expecting goals.
When Andrew Carnegie died, the
Well,
wee
space
little
to get the
Scotsman
cross
that
in.
built the big steel industry, when he died, they opened up
Now,
his
Danny
desk,
Ceballos.
and in one of the desk drawers, they found a slip of paper. On that piece of paper, Mr. Carnegie had written his goal
And he's
for his
opened the
life,
scoring with a
and he
fine
wrote it
finish here early
when
on.
he was in his 20s. And on that piece of paper, it said, I'm going to spend the first half of my life accumulating
into
money.
the corner.
I'm
Unstoppable.
going to spend the last half of my life
Spain have got
giving
the
it
lead then.
all away. What a goal. He got so inspired by that goal that
It's
the first
Ruben
half of
Neves.
his life, he accumulated $450 million.
Danny
And the
Ceballos.
last half of his life, he gave it
Saul
all
Ceballos.
away.
Here's Saul.
Good question tonight. What's got you
Rodrigo.
turned on?
Good tackle.
What's got you bombed out of sight to get up early and stay up late and hit it all day?
Ruben Neves.
Next question.
Here's a chance
What's got
to
you
just stretch
turned
the
off?
opposition with a bit of width.
When I found the answers to those two questions, my life
PK.
exploded into change. I finally found out what had me turned off, and I got that cured. And then I got me a long enough
Danny
list of
Ceballos.
reasons to turn me on.
Good interception.
And once the lights went on for me, age 25, they've never gone out. I've fallen out of the sky a few times, but I've
Taking on a
never
couple
lost
of
that
opponents
drive
now.
to make
Sloppy
something
work,
unique out of
really.
my life. See, reasons altered my whole life.
Danny Ceballos.
Now, there's another list of
Rodrigo.
reasons
Great
called
ball.
nitty-gritty.
Can he finish?
Hard little
Well,
reasons.
they bought themselves a bit
Sometimes
of
those
time.
little reasons are the most
Pull
powerful
it back
reasons
here
that can
to
change
set up
your
a
life.
chance. And
Sometimes
it
it
will be a corner
doesn't
here.
take much.
Alan, what did you make of the goal? We can have another look at it now.
I now
And in it
carry
goes.
several $100
Decent distance
in
from
my
the
money
touch from
clip.
the goalkeeper.
It's only a few $100, but it was one of those reasons
In
turned my life
goes the
around.
corner. Very good positioning by the
Just
defender.
before I met Mr. Show, I heard a knock at the door. I go to the door,
PK.
and there's a little girl standing there about this tall selling Girl Scout cookies.
Keeping the ball and looking
And
for
she
an
gave me
opening.
one of the finest sales presentations I've ever heard. Special
Oh.
deal, several flavors, this whole package of stuff.
Played it
$2.
well.
And with a big smile, she very politely asked me to buy. And I
Rodrigo.
wanted to.
They could be in
Big
behind
problem.
the back line. And the referee looks to
I'm
his assistant,
broke.
who's got the flag up. It's offside.
I don't have $2. And to this day, I can remember the pain and the embarrassment. I'm a
Bernardo
father.
Silva.
I'm a husband. I've been to college. I'm working. I'm 25.
Ruben Neves.
I don't have
Ricardo
$2.
Pereira.
And I
It's a
didn't
good way
want
to
to
nick
tell
the
her
ball
that
back.
for some
Quick
reason.
thinking.
So I did what I thought was
Good
next
vision.
best. I lied to her.
Got the ball back.
I said, hey, look, I've already bought lots of Girl Scout cookies. I've still got plenty stacked in the house. Which was
Good
not
challenge here.
rude, but it seemed to get me off the hook for the
Mario
moment.
Rui. Bruno
She
Fernandes.
said, well, gosh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Now it goes
And
into
she
the
went
wider
away.
areas where they've got a winger
When
waiting.
she left,
Sharp in the
I
tackle.
closed the door,
It'll be a throw
and
now.
that was the day I said to myself, I don't want to live like this anymore.
Really trying to
I've
use the
had
full
it
width of the
with
pitch here
Lion,
to make some
and I've had it
progress.
with being broke.
Here's a
I'm
chance to
never going to
whip
let
it
this
in.
happen to me ever again. I promised that day I would work as hard as possible and would always carry plenty.
Here's Saul. Danny Ceballos.
It took me a little while, but now I do. It was one
It's
of
with
those
Danny
reasons.
Ceballos.
And I guess I carry plenty for two reasons.
Here's
One
Saul.
is the way it makes me feel,
Now,
but
Danny
also
Ceballos.
in case I bump into
Saul.
another Girl Scout selling cookies.
Danny
But I'm
Ceballos.
ready.
And they have scored. And they do lead now by 2. And they've worked very hard for this.
I walked out of the
It
Bank of
should
America
get them
one
across
time
the
up in
line at the end of the
Saratoga,
match, we'll see.
California, where I used to live.
Just widen the
Two little girls
margin
selling
here to
candy
2-0.
right outside the band. Good place. Some girls'
Goes out
organization
wide
they're working
again.
for, right? I come walking out of the bank.
Here's Pedro
This
Mendes.
first little girl walks up to me. She
Pedro
said,
Mendes.
Mister, would you like to buy
William
some candy?
Carvalho.
I said,
Ruben
I
Neves.
probably would. What kind is it? She
The
said,
hosts have controlled
It's
possession
Almond
here so
Rosa.
far. The way they've played,
I said,
the
my
way they've been
gosh,
clinical in
that's my
Looking for a
thing.
through ball. It's
She
gone all
said,
the way out
wonderful.
for a throw.
I
Squeezed
said,
in
how
against
much
the touchline.
is it?
It will be another throw in.
She said, it's just $2. I thought, incredible.
Pressure to absorb. High up the pitch.
I said, how many boxes of that candy have you
It's
got?
Ruben Neves.
She
Ruben
said,
Neves.
5. And her little friend was standing there. She
Mario
was selling
Rui.
candy too. I said, how many boxes have you got? She said,
Rafa.
I've got 4.
Trying to find the
I
opening,
said, that's
which would be so
9.
crucial.
I'll take them all.
Very good tackle.
They said, really? I said, yeah, it's my favorite. I've got some friends. I'll pass them around.
He's got some room out
They
here
got
in
so
the wide
excited.
position.
All this candy together. I reached in my pocket, gave them the $18. When
Steered
I
through.
got the
Put
candy,
the ball
and
into the
they
middle.
got the money,
Dangerous.
that first
Not
little girl
really away from
looks up at me.
threat
She
here.
says, Mister,
Saul.
you are really something.
And the referee blows his whistle. The
How
flag
about
goes
that?
up for offside.
Can you imagine only spending $18 and have somebody look at you in the face and say, you are really something?
Ceballos.
Now you know why I carry heavy, right? I'm not going to miss
Opportunity for
anymore.
a shot.
It was just one of those reasons. Helped to change my life.
Terrific tackle.
One of my nitty-gritty reasons was budget finance.
This could be a chance.
Budget
for the comeback.
finance used to grind
Danny
my
Ceballos.
soul.
And a goal. Hat-trick.
goal number 3
Way
here.
back in those early days,
And it's
I
a
had
perfect day
fallen
for the
for one of
player.
those consolidation loans,
The opposition in danger
where you
of being
take
blown away
all
here
your little hard-to-pay
by the
bills, put them into
remarkable
one
start
big
to the game
impossible
from
figure, right?
a team that's taking them to the cleaners. Rodrigo.
I would get 4 or 5
Trying to
payments
slip it
behind.
through.
This
Could
one
have been
guy
in, really,
used to call me
until the
day
interception.
and night.
And that's the referee
I don't think they're allowed to do
signalling
that anymore. Harassed me. Threatened to run me in front of the judge. Threatened to ruin my credit. Threatened to embarrass my family. One day he said, we're going to come get your
We don't
car,
often
drag
get
it
first
rear
half
end
as
up down the
one-sided
street
as
in
this
front of
one.
your neighbors.
They've been very good. The
The
team that are
guy
leading, of course.
even called me a flake.
Mario Rui.
And back in those days, I'm
Good
broke,
work,
I'm
really,
pitiful,
to
there's
meet
nothing
the
I can do about
intention
it.
of the pass.
But I never forgot how the guy treated me.
That's an easy cutout for
And
the
when I
opposition.
met
Saw
Mr.
the
Show,
pass coming.
and I got my life straightened out, and the money started to flow.
Did
That
well,
was one of my
stuck out
first
the foot.
projects, budget finance.
off the
I
pass.
poured it on day and night. I finally put all the money together I owed him, which was considerable. I picked the day for the payoff. And when the payoff day came, I put the
Here's
money
Saul.
in small bills
Possession is the name of
in
the
a
game for
big
this team.
briefcase.
Ceballos. Well, this could
And
be
I
an
walked into the
opportunity.
budget
In behind the
finance
defense.
office on
Brilliant
Wilshire
goal.
Boulevard in Los Angeles. The guy who harassed me so often, his desk was about 3 back. I walked right up to his desk, startled him. You wonder what I was doing there?
A
It was the first time I've been there
rat-a-tat-tat
since I
pass
borrowed the
opening
money,
up
right?
defence, and the chance
Without
then was
saying a
straightforward.
word,
Oh, that
I
was
opened
as
up his
smooth as
briefcase,
you like,
dumped
wasn't it?
this
The
pile of
opposition
money
didn't know which
all
way
over
to
his
turn.
desk.
One
I
team
said,
really
count
on
it.
their
It's
game
all
today.
there. I will never
The
be
other
back.
very off
And I
colour.
turned around and stormed out.
Trying so hard
Now,
to
that
make
might
the
not be
opening
noble.
there. Nearly.
But if you haven't tried it, you've got to one time.
Anticipated the direction of the pass and was able to intervene. Manager thinking for the away side, time
It can
for a
be the day that
change.
turns your life around. All you need is a
He
reason
has
to
flown
turn
and
you
he's
on.
given the free kick.
One of my
There's
dear
action
friends,
on the
Robert,
Portugal bench with the
it's you. Bobby
substitutes.
used to be a school teacher
You
in
do need
Lindsay,
perfect connection from that
Ollie,
distance, and he didn't get it.
of
Yeah,
the
I thought
world.
he was up to
School
misplay.
several years. Got a little weary teaching school. One day decided he wanted to get into sales. So without telling anybody, he just up and quit his job teaching. Made fun of him.
Rodrigo.
Laughed at
Still
him.
got a bit to do, but that's what they've been
Put
looking
him
for.
down.
The ball
But
in behind.
Roberts lost his
There
mind.
it is!
Had a good job teaching school. Now he thinks he's a saint. He's going to go down the drain, lose everything.
I'm not
Just
sure
put
he's
him
ever
down
had
for
a day like this,
Bobby said,
when everything he has
the way
touched
my
has turned
brother
to goals.
acted when I got
Well,
into
his
sales,
teammates will just
he
want to
said that
keep
made
giving
me
him the
so
ball at every
mad.
opportunity.
I decided to get
Fernandez.
And my question for you tonight is it possible to get
Ceballos.
that man?
We've reached the hour mark. Half an hour to go.
Of course.
Mario Rui.
Wealth is not a matter of intelligence. It's a
And
matter
he
of
went to win the ball, but the result is a throw.
Today, Robert happens to be one of my
Tries to the
millionaire
touchline
friends.
and another
Bobby's
throw.
rich. Frank Sinatra said one time, the best revenge is
Trying to
massive
stretch the opposition
success.
using the wider areas here. It's with Dani Ceballos. Ricardo Pereira.
Hey, get you a long enough list of reasons so that after tonight you never lack for inspiration.
Cuts it out.
You might not have all the answers right away, but you can get the answers if you can get the reasons. Now let me give you a little simple formula for goal
It's
setting,
Saul.
okay?
Saul.
We take 2.5 hours on the weekend for the whole 10-year plan. We don't have time for that tonight, but let me get you started with a little simple formula Mr. Schoaf gave me.
Can he take
And
the
maybe this
ball
will be
in
helpful.
area
First
and
of all,
keep them going up the
I've
field?
divided goals
Harm's
into
way,
two parts.
out for a throw.
First is long range.
It's going to be a change for Portugal. One or two players arriving in the middle.
Long range goals. That's your
That looked
dream.
promising and then broke down.
Your dreams for the next 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Actually, the rest of your life.
Better than this
Your
if they're going to make
dream.
progress. Isn't it
You've
straight
got to
away?
keep dreaming.
Still 20 minutes to go. Blocked
Ronald
off the
Reagan,
pass there.
president, said to the joint session of Congress a few weeks ago, the Republic is a dream.
Marco
And if we
Asensio.
don't keep dreaming, we will lose the Republic.
Here's Saul.
Your
area
better
ball
future is
with the
a
ball.
dream
Yeah,
for
he's
yourself
doing
and for
all
your
sorts of things
family.
with it for
Where do
his
you want to
team.
go?
He's,
What do you want to
he's
do?
really
What do you want to be?
important
What do you
level.
want to
He's in
see?
here.
You've
That's
got
more
to
what we
dream
expect
dreams.
from him,
There's a
Alan,
Bible
isn't it?
phrase
He's a
that says,
decent keeper, but
without
he's
dreams
not
and
at his best
visions,
today.
people
The
perish.
key is to
You've got to
keep
have
going.
something to go
Not
for
lose
that
heart, and he's not
inspires the
done that.
heart and the
Saved easily
soul.
by Lopez this time.
Dreams. From the children of Sanchez, it says, take the
Saul.
crumbs
Dani
from
Ceballos.
starving soldiers, they
Marco
won't
Asensio.
die. Take the
And the ball's
bread
got away from it.
from hungry children, they won't cry. But without dreams, we all will
And now
die.
Bernardo Silva.
You've got to dream.
Rafael Guerrero.
Don't lose
Treads
your
it through.
dreams
Guerrero.
for yourself, for your
David De Gea
future,
with the save. A
for your
magnificent
family.
save.
The dreams of love and enterprise and travel and doing things.
In goes the corner.
Becoming something
It's
unique
underhit
on
the
your
corner.
journey
And the man
here.
at the front post
Don't
gets it
lose your
away.
dreams. Do some dreaming. That's long range
Germany.
goals. You've got to have those. So that's number
Simple
one.
save for David
Here's
De
the
Gea.
second part of goals, short range. Short range goals. That's your goals for
Saul.
tomorrow, this week,
Rodrigo.
this month, this year. The immediate future. We call these confidence builders. Because if you
Taking
set
on
up
the
something
opposition
short
and
range,
the
go for it. Get
responsibility
it.
as well.
Latch onto it. Work
Probing
hard.
pass.
Accomplish it. That starts building your strong feelings to go for your dream. Now, I've divided goals into three categories.
Corner in
Here
the
they
middle.
are.
Solid punch by
Number
the
one is
goalkeeper.
economic. That's your goals for money, income, business,
Now, Dani
profits.
Ceballos.
sure you've got your economics well planned. Economics plays a major role in everybody's life.
Mario Rui.
Economics is
And the
major,
attack coming
which means
from
it ought to be
Portugal.
meticulously well
Mario
planned for
Rui.
tomorrow,
They
this
fancy
week,
his
this month,
chances,
this year,
getting
long
past
range.
these players. Cleverly done.
What if you asked somebody tomorrow
Good
if you could
save
see their
by the
meticulously
keeper.
well-planned list of economic goals? What would they probably say?
Rodrigo. With good
They'd say,
vision.
you're some kind of a
Well,
nut?
this could be dangerous in
You
a
must
wide
be
position.
weird.
And he could get away here. He spotted a
Hey,
man
I
at
found
the
out what
far
success
post.
is.
Oh, it's off the bar.
Success is doing what the failures won't do. Make sure you've got your economics well planned. It'll put you in the top 5%. One of the key little subjects we talk about on the
Take them
weekend
on
is
here.
the 7 fundamentals
Had to
for
lunge
wealth and
for it.
happiness.
Very dangerous. Could have conceded
And
a
that's one of
penalty.
them, well-planned economics. It's a fundamental if you want to do well. Join the
Rodrigo.
top 5%. Anybody in
Shreds
this
it
room
through.
can join the top 5%.
He's got some room
If
out
you
there.
will.
Put the ball into the middle. Dangerous. Gets in the
Now
way
here's
of
the
it.
second
The defender.
category of goals, things. Make a list of the things you want. And on my list of things, now I put everything. Little things as well as major things. Doesn't matter how small it is, it goes on my list. I used to just put major things. Cars, homes. I don't do that anymore. I now load my list with everything. Everything. And the reason is, part of the fun of having a list is checking it off. That's it. Boy, at the end of the day, if you can go, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, whatever it is, right? You get into the habit. So load up your list, the things you want. Now, when you check off something major, celebrate. That's an important point to make. Celebrate your achievements. Live it up. Have a party when you reach something you've worked for a while. See, we all grow from 2 experiences. One is called the pain of losing. The other one is called the joy of winning. We need both of them. Amplify them as much as you can, which also means make losing painful. If you set up something, fooled around, didn't get it, put it on yourself. On the other side, if you did get it, congratulate yourself. Self-congratulations is a sign of maturity. Seeking congratulations is a sign of immaturity. But hey, winning and losing, see, that's what it's all about. That's the name of the game. Now, some people lead such mediocre lives, at the end of the day, they don't know whether they're winning or losing. They got no clue. Guy's just going through the day with his fingers crossed. There's a better way. Okay, here's the third category of goals, personal development. Put those goals together. Personal development goals. That's your goals to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, learn a language, all kinds of skills. Okay? The whole weekend seminar was designed to improve all of your skills so that you walk away more skillful. And that's what you want, the personal development skills. That's what attracts, that's what brings good things to your life, the person you become more skillful. Now, this is quite a package to work on. Economics, things, personal